Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome. Happy of Tuesday of January 23rd of 2024. This reading is brought to you by, well, basically we're going to have a way of how this is going to be. This is how a good discussion is, or there's something wrong, whatever it is. And there is between, if you are a fire sign, first square moon in Leo is be humble, okay? And if you're Cancer as a water sign, last square moon in Cancer is take a breather. Now, these two are different energies whatsoever. And if you have a problem in this situation, and there are things that you must learn first, as do not get angry, do not get agitated, do not get, you have to remember that you have to believe on what's happening. Believing is a way of how you can understand of what's happening. Okay, this is a familiarity of how everything is, and you have to consider of what's happening. Okay, it's the way of how you can identify and what's happening, and see how everything is. But everything is needs to be all good. It's the way of how everything is, right? It's like an expression. It's like you're having a good time, but you're expressing of how your day was. It's the way of how you can interpret that feeling of what's going on, what's behind it, what's happening, right? Because you know about the five W's: who, what, where, when, why, and sometimes how in that situation. That's how it seems to be. And progress is progress, and this is how it is. It's the way of how you can understand of how it is. It's the way of how it's like my hair. Why is it so wacky? Why? Well, you know. But let's not start there. Let's keep going. And you know how it is, right? So I'm going to try to do as much as I can consider, and this is how it's going to be. So first off, we're going to figure out what's happening between the fire sign and a water sign. And if they, understand what's happening, then I understand what's happening. I'm just a reader because I'll tell you what's happening. But this is how it is. And I have a sip of my coffee a little bit. So we see this as a wonderful feeling. So basically, we're going to look at the way of how this is. Okay, we're going to look at the oracle cards first, what they're going to do. I will personally do a different way of how I can interpret the cards. Maybe do a cross or something, a different way. And I'm going to do it as a wonderful feeling, the way of how this is, and the way how you can express of how it is, and understand that way. So, the way of how this is, you have to figure it out as your own way. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the hearts represent water signs, diamonds represent earth signs, clubs represents fire signs, and spades represents air signs. So you have of those is going to be where the playing cards are going to act like that. I'll do that almost at the end of the video, but this is how it's going to be. So I know that this is going to be very interesting, and understand how it is, and give this video a like, give it a comment if you want, and I'll I'll explain what's happening. Okay, so just give me a few more seconds. This is how it kind of is, because this is going to be a very explanation on how it is. Because if you are having a friend and it's a fire sign, if you're having a, if you are a friend who has a water sign, you get the whole entire picture. But this is how it seems to be, and this is very interesting of how everything goes, understanding of how everything is going to be all, everything is going to be all good. But this is how it's going to be remaining between these two, between this Leo and then between this as a Cancer sign as well. Okay, so I'll put that there, and then we're going to do whatever I want to do. I'm trying not to go slow, but I am sorry. Um, but this is how it's going to be. This is going to be how interpreting of how everything is. I don't know that's a word, but this is how it's going to be. And we're going to focus on what's happening through the oracle cards, what's happening, and that's how it is. So I'm going to explain between these three emotions, I'm going to call them, and then after that, I'll do the tarot as well. So we're going to see that as a wonderful feeling. So here we go. So this is how I'm going to explain. First one is surrender. I can release my need to control. Okay? So Leo has that interpreting of that. Okay? Second one, blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Aha. Yes. So this is between the water sign and the fire sign. The last one over here is health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Okay, so overall we have health, blame, and surrender. The S, B, and H stand for surrender, blame, and health. That's how it is, okay? So we know how this is going to be. We're going to look at that at the end of the video as the playing cards. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to explain that I'm going to do a cross thing. I never did a cross. But this is between one way or another way of how it's going to be. So it's going to be very cross like this, and there's going to be a reason for this. So here we go. For Leo is the Ten of Wands because it does represent Leo. Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. The second one over here for Cancer. The Eight of Swords reverse. Yeah, see, it's the Eight of Swords. So it's reversed by where if it was upright, it means that you have anxiety. Well, now you're not having anxiety. That's not the whole entire point. What's crossed by is the Two of Swords is crossed because for Leo, she doesn't know which direction she's going to take, left or right. Now, this could be a woman's side, this could be a guy's side, whatever it is, right? You choose a different way. And this one is, the Wheel of Fortune is reversed for a Cancer. So that means that you're having bad luck. So in the mean of this situation, and you know how this is kind of imposing, you have to remember how your considerations, right? You have to know exactly what you're going to do next. Now, I have a way of how to do, there's a tarot over here, there's a tarot over here, there's still the same tarot over here, and there's the tarot over here. So all of them are already, what's the word I'm looking for? They already shuffled. So everything seems to be that. And then we're going to look at the oracle cards as well. So this is how I'm going to be, how it's going to be. You have to look at it from a different angle, right? It's the way of how you can be disappointed, but you need to figure it out on yourself, because you have to do things on your own, right? You have to look at that. Okay, Cancer, you get to the point where you're having bad luck all the time. Okay, you have to do things for yourself. You have to do it as you long. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. No, I'm just giving you advice. My advice is that you have to look at it as a, you know, look at from a good point of view. Okay, if you look at it from a bad point of view, okay, and let's say, you had a friend who's acting like that and being all mean or being rude to a Leo, for example. Leo will get very agitated, very angry, very unacceptable, you know? And you have to remember that as this is how it is. This is not, uh, oil and gasoline or whatever, or oil or fire, whatever it is. You have to remember that this is a more practical way of how it is, right? It's like me having my arms like this, right? I'm crossed like this because I look like I'm angry. But if I just have my body to be like this, I'm open, right? Which means that I'm all happy, right? So you see how a difference is, okay, between a Leo and a Cancer in this way. Leo can get very angry, agitated, this is how it is. If you have a friend that is Leo as a fire sign, yeah, they will get angry as soon as possible. For Cancer, if you have a friend who acts like a Cancer and she, you know, gets bossy, gets angry, telling Leo what to do, whatever, it's a nonsense, you know. You have to have common sense. If you have common sense, you do that. If you have no common sense, well, then why is this reading, you know, interesting about that? You know, does it make sense to you? Well, you know, this is how it is. Anyway, let's go back to the whole entire cross thing. So this is how it seems to be. Everything is kind of, upswinging, everything kind of be very good. But this is how it is. We're going to identify or clarify the Eight of Swords reversed and the Wheel of Fortune reversed for Cancer in this situation. So I'm going to look at this because they're all shuffled. So I'm just not going to shuffle them right now. But we're going to figure this out for a Cancer. So we're going to look at that. Now I'm just going to put them on an angle like this now because I don't have very much room to do a whole entire that. But let's see for a Cancer. Yeah, the Four Pentacles, right? So, if this person is worried about money or she has money, whatever it is, then it's like, okay, well, she's acting like there was something wrong to that, right? So this is how it seems to be. And this one over here is the Eight of Wands. Yeah, see, you want to travel. You do want to travel, and this is how it kind of is. Now, it's the way of how you can try to process your own way and provide about how everything is, Cancer. This is how it's going to be. Now, Cancer is on the right side, just to let you know. Left side is Leo, just to let you all know. So this is how it's going to be crossed by. Um, you know how you can identify how it is. Now the Four of Pentacles represents Earth signs as Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Just to let you all know. And the A1 represents Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. So it's between that way. So if you have Earth signs or fire signs in your birth chart, look at them just to let you all know. But this is how it seems to be. Now we know how it kind of is, how it feels, right? We know how that kind of is. So what's happening for Leo? What's the opposite of the Two of Swords? So we're going to do that cross by, like angle it, I mean. So this one is the King of Pentacles. Yeah, see, this person is working a lot because, this person has money and understanding of what's happening. And this one over here, the strength is reversed. Yeah, which means that she doesn't have the strength anymore. She can't do this. She can't understand it. Now, I could be saying that this could be a girl on girl situation. It could be that. But, in that interpretation, this is how it kind of goes, right? It's the way of how everything is, but you're trying to get your own expression, right? It's the way of how this is kind of like an opening way, an opening spot. So let's see how it is. Uh, let's see. So I reshuffle these, but I'm going to do it again. So tell me something. What's the opposite of the strength card for Leo? Yeah, the Knight of Swords is upright. Yeah, so she could be having Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in her birth chart, but still, she's having victory, right? She's having money, she's having victory, you know, it's the way of how this is. Now, Cancer in this situation, while Leo's having victory and money and all that jazz, Cancer is just trying to figure this out, you know? It's the way of how this is kind of between how it is, right? It's the way of how it seems to be. And whether everything seems to be fine, dandy, you know how everything is, right? You have to look at it and say, okay, well, I get this. I get to know what's happening, and everything is. You just have to figure it out, right? And when you're figuring it out, you know how everything is, right? It's a process of how everything seems to be. It's a process, it's a process. The process is how you can try to get a lot of information. Okay, one more shuffle. So we're going to look at what's after the Eight of Swords reversed. So now we're going to do that. Now you don't see about the Wheel of Fortune reversed, but we're going to figure that one out. The Page of Swords reversed. Okay, I can see that. See that. And over here, the Death card reversed. Yeah, see, you're not going to have that perspective of having the way of how everything is. You're not going to choose what's happening because it's not the end of how everything is. You have to look at it from my own perspective. It's the way of how you can do this on your own. And if there's something interesting about this, you have to understand of how it goes, right? It's the way of how you can believe this, you know. So let's clarify. What's the opposite of the Page of Swords for Cancer? Yeah, the chariot is reversed. Yeah, see, this person is like thinking, okay, well, I'm still understanding what's going on, don't know what I'm going to do. And the 5 of Wands reversed. Yeah, see, she's not going to have conflict with anybody or something like that. Like she's not feeling the great. I don't know, but it's not worth it. That's what the cards are saying. Because in a way, you have to remember that this is a you know interpretation of how everything is. It's you have to uh, you have to set things up. Whether if you are like, well, it's very impossible. It's the way of how you can try to express your feelings. If one person is acting like, I can't do this anymore, I'm not going to, you know, that is that is basically uh, self pity, which means that, you're having negative and you don't want to do it. And, you know, if this is a good reading between a caretaker or a individual that is taking that person as a caretaker, whatever it is, you have to look at it from a different perspective. You have to be making it as a wonderful way to understand about your emotions. You know, Cancer, you have to get through the whole entire point. And, if you have someone who's being a fire sign, who is Leo for, you have to remember that you have to believe that you can do that. It's the way of how it is. If you just remember to have, you know, try to not get upset or try to get the individual as another person to understand what's going on, you have to remember that, because, there is a way, and you have to find that way to understand of what's happening. You have to look at it from a different angle. You have to look at it. There's a way of how you can do that as long as you need to. This is how, basically, how jumbled it seems to be. Everything is like not balancing as much as it was. You have to look at it. You have to see things from my perspective, and you have to choose that. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you advice between a Leo sign and a Cancer sign. Whether if you're a lady in this situation, another lady in this situation, a guy or a lady, whatever it is, you have to understand that this is how simple it is to get what you want. If you are just sitting there and waiting for Leo to help you as much as you can, and let's say Cancer is being stubborn or not doing as that person has to be doing, you have to remember to, you know what, if you just take a step back or a step forward, Leo can easily help you as much as you can. If you piss off Leo, if you get angry at Leo, Leo can get 10 times angrier at you, at Cancer, I meant. It's the way of how you can understand of what's happening. Because you know what, this is like a back and forth situation. It's a way of how you can understand what's happening now. This is how it's going to be because we're not at the end of this reading yet. We're going to keep going until I understand about this whole entire visualization or this whole entire story, whatever it is, or this problem I'm trying to explain. You have to understand that because this is actually out of character of what's happening between a Cancer situation and a Leo situation. Leo is like making tons of money, like that's fine. But then Cancer is saying, back off, leave me alone, I can't do this anymore. It's the way of how you can try to understand about how you can mimic the own situation. And mimicking that I'm going to explain because I'm not going to look at it on the internet. Mimic means that you're mimicking the own person of the emotions, what triggers it, you know. This is how it's going to be, you know. Because like I say, if you are getting angry at Leo 10 times angrier, Cancer will say, well, then I can't do this anymore. You have to remember how everything is. So let's continue. So this is how it's going to be based on what's happening through your own your own way, your own way of how you can believe that. You know, this is how it's going to be. This is like a almost like a trial and error situation, but this is how it is. So we're kind of halfway through this reading, halfway. So we're going to look at the other half, and we're going to see how this is going to be between the middle. Let's see what Cancer had. Okay, or Leo has the Emperor. So you can say, okay, well, I'm the commander of charge. I can do whatever I want to do. That's how it is, right? The Cancer is having the, wow, the Seven of Wands reversed. Yeah, see, she was thinking about traveling, and now she's not thinking about it right now. Like she's going to say, I forget this. I'm just going to stay where I am. Now, this happens, right? It's the way of how everything is, you know, how fragile this is. Now, I know what fragile means. It's basically meaning that it's broken or going to be breakable, whatever it is. You have to remember how everything kind of is letting go. It's the way of how you can believe that. So we know for a fact that this is just how remainder it is. Remainder how it seems to be. Because this is like almost like a write-off. How Cancer is feeling right now. It's the way of how everything is. So you see this as a wonderful way, but this is how it is, right? So let's see. Let's see. We're almost done with the reading. Then we're going to add the oracle cards next, and then the playing cards last. So this is going to be almost done. So basically how this is going to form, we're going to inform this. So what's opposite of the Emperor card? What's opposite of the Seven of Wands? So let's see. For Leo, the Wheel of Fortune is reversed. Yeah, see how this is? So we had the Wheel of Fortune that's underneath here. Okay, you don't see it, but that was reversed for Cancer. Now it's reversed for Leo. This is very unexpected. Okay, well, it seems to be having bad luck. All right, well, it's Cancer, Queen of Cups. Yeah, so she's acting like a princess. Everything has to be well fed and everything has to be whatever it is. And, whether you are acting like a princess or not, and you have to let things go. You have to. Because in that note, you have to remember that this is almost like a two-way street. Only you have to let the other person know that, if you don't want Leo to help you anymore, just say it. But then you have to remember that everything has to go by you, Cancer. It's this is how it's gonna be. You know, this is how it is. So you think about this. You think about how everything is. Right? Let's see. I'll do one more clarification. This is in between. So this one for okay, the Eight of Swords reversed. Yeah. So she's not having any anxiety, nothing like that. She's not going to, but she's keeping it together, right? And then what Cancer has in the middle, the Knight of Swords reversed. Yeah, which means she's not having any victory whatsoever, right? So you could see that how it is, right? You think how everything is. Like Leo had the victory, and now Cancer is saying, forget this, I'm not going to have victory anymore, you know? So this is how it kind of is. This is how it seems to be. So when you think about this, you think, okay, well, everything kind of is civilized and everything kind of is, anything. But when everything seems to be everything kind of it goes, you have to remember that. So, anyways, this is how the reading kind of goes right now, is where Cancer is acting like a princess. Okay. Leo is acting like, well, I have to help this princess to do what I need to do. Now, I'm acting this to let you know. And it's funny because, you know, Leo is like being commanding, or not commanding, but try to help, be a helper. And Cancer is saying, nope, nope, I don't want that. I'm going to be a princess. I want to do everything. I want to get whatever I want. You know, she's between acting like a queen or a princess, whatever it is. And Leo is probably saying, all right then, I will help you as much as I can. But don't get me mad. Don't get me mad. Something like that. So if you're laughing, go ahead. You can laugh. But it's funny how it is because, this is how kind of acting it is. Leo's trying to act, Cancer's acting like, I'm going to be a princess. I'm going to do whatever I want. Yeah, see, I'm laughing, right? And then Leo's like saying, okay, well, I'm going to do what I'm going to do to get whatever you want, princess, whatever, you know. But this is very, interesting of how everything goes. It's the way of how everything kind of is, and You don't have to be a know-it-all because you don't know everything, but you have to see it as it goes along. So we're going to look at the oracle cards. We're going to look back at the oracles that you've seen earlier, the surrender, the blame, the health. This is how it is, right? This is how it seems to be. Then after that, um, there is more oracle cards that we're going to add in, and then we're going to see what's happening, and then this is going to be the end of the video with the playing cards as well. So this is how it's going to be. But you know what I'm saying, okay? Just kind of give you my acting weight. So let's see what's happening through the Leo situation. So we're going to add one card here and one card here. Let's see. Is the Arrow Master hitting the mark, intention, detachment? Yes, exactly. So Leo's saying, okay, I'm going to get this. I'm going to aim exactly what I'm going to do. And then Cancer has the eyes of beauty, positive expectations, clarity. Wow. Yeah, yeah. So, if Leo's acting like a master, right, she could be acting like that. And Cancer's like being a princess. She wants to positive expectations, whatever. She wants to do whatever is good for her. That's how it is. So you see how this is. Um, Leo can be acting like it could be. So I'll put the surrender card in the middle because this is how it is. Blame can be between, okay, so Cancer could have the health card or, well, no, Leo can be the health card, but then Cancer is just saying about the blame. So surrender, blame, health, that will be that. So you could see how this is going to be going. Then, uh, so this is how it's going to be right now at the moment. Now we're going to clarify with these because this is how it goes. And then we're going to clarify with these. So I already shuffle these, but I'm just going to reshuffle just in case. I know that this is a long video. Sorry about that. But this is how it kind of is. So we're going to look at that. But let's see about the health card. Let's see about the blame or the surrender. And then let's go for the blame as well. So this one is Two of Air, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. Exactly. That's how Leo's kind of acting like that because there's no problem. So this is kind of like seems to be like that, and the air signs is like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. In the surrender card is Six of Air, is things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, taking a trip. Exactly, you're going to maybe decide about having a vacation, right? It could be that. Maybe you can just wait until everything settles down. Between a Leo situation, could be that. And let's see what's happening for Cancer. Ace of Water, falling in love or the surgerance of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. So, this could be representing Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer in that way. But, Cancer is trying to think of a way of how to do that. It's the way of how to be unexpected. But this is how it seems to be. You know how everything is. You know how everything kind of, is the way of how it is, right? So it's the scene to be how that is. So let's see what's happening. So there's a Leo that has that. middle card of that, and this. Okay, so this one, let's see. The turtle, take your time. This is what Leo is going to do. She's going to take her time, knowing that that is how it is, right? That's how it seems to be. So Leo is going to take her time. In the middle, we have the swan. You're beautiful just as you are. Okay, so it could be that between a Cancer side, it's like acting like a princess. You're beautiful just as you are. You know, that's just how it seems to be. And last one in the middle or in the right, Ladybug. Notice the little things. Yeah, yeah. Cancer has to look at notice the little things. That's all you have to do is like notice about that because you know Leo can take her time. Cancer is saying I'm going to notice the little things. You know, this is how it is, right? So this is how it is, and you have to remember how everything is. You have to believe on how it is, and this is how you can understand. Okay, so you can understanding of how it is. So let's see. And this one is the two hearts, representing Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Second one, five of hearts, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And the last one, four of hearts. Wow, is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So you have that. And not only that, what's the universe is saying at the back of these cards. So you have the Three of Pentacles that is upright, the Eight of Cups is upright, you have the Temperance card that's reversed, you have the Hermit card that's reversed, you have the Two of Swords reversed, and then back to the Two of Cups is upright. Yeah, see, this is how it is for that one. To understand how that goes. Um, this one over here, you have, okay, so you have the Seven of Swords reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Justice upright, Queen of Wands is upright. Like, this is how it is. The Ace of Pentacles is upright, represents like a new beginning. You know, this is how it kind of is. I'm not going to put those cards on top of that. No. Just telling you what the universe could say. And then at the bottom of this deck, over here is the Knight of Cups is upright. The Three of Swords is upright. Yeah. See, the Five of Cups is upright. Queen of Wands is upright. Page of Swords is upright. The Judgment is upright. You know, you see how that is, right? And this one over here is the last one. We have uh, we have the Five of Fire is upright. We have the life experience. We have the wheel that's reversed, or you know, and then we have the wheel, the Queen of Water, the Seven of Water, the Five of Water. You know, all these things are just like between how it is. So, you know, all these cards, not all these things. But you see how it is. It's the way of how you can clarify, right? It's the way of how you can understand of what's happening and this way and that way and you know, so I'm just going to add this so because you need to have okay, so you could have fire signs in your chart, Cancer, it could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Life experience, you know, Cancer should have that. Wheel of Fortune, that is Archangel Michael, is a time of positive change. His situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. You know, I'll say that. You know, this is how it is. So I'll put it between there. And then it goes back to the water sign as the Queen of Water. You know, so you know you have to believe on how everything is. It's the way of how you can knowing that this is a very fine lining, but you know, Cancer and Leo, you have to get get together and know that you can do this as long as you need to. You have to remember that you can stay positive as much as you can, knowing that everything will be fine, dandy, but this is how it goes. So, before I let you all go, pay attention, knowing that this is how everything is, and believe that you can do this. It's the wonderful feeling, the wonderful how it is, and understanding, because you know this is how it seems to be. So, remember how everything is. Know that everything seems to be all crystal clear, but this is how it is. So, thank you very much. Enjoy this lovely reading, and this is how it goes. So, thank you. Have a good day. Bye for now. Really, bye.